Okay guys, watch this solve. That sucked. And not because I just had a few hard F2L cases, but because I was always having to rotate in order to solve my pair. So, what you should be doing instead is something like that. That's called backslotting. Now, this isn't just a technique for having less rotations, it also helps with look ahead. Let me explain. So here's a very easy F2L, and watch this. I have two pairs in the back now, which means I can see both of my slots and pretty much all of my pieces. This makes look ahead significantly easier. Versus look at a scramble like this, where I only insert it into the front. It is very hard to see my pieces unless I rotate twice. Now this isn't so bad. So in this video, I will teach you when to use backslotting and how to use backslotting. You may know that I teach two methods of F2L, algorithms, and then intuitive F2L. The first half of this video will be if you have learned the algs, and the next half of the video will be if you learned it intuitively. So if you learned algorithms, then this might be a bit harder, but I started out by learning algorithms and I was able to learn it just fine. So if you learned algs, we are going to learn how to break down the algorithms. So let me find a random pair. I'll do this one. So you know it as an algorithm, like that. But this algorithm is actually intuitive. What all algorithms are doing is the first half is setting up, and then the second half is inserting. I would just learn how to see the two parts. So, anytime you get an F2L pair, try to find the first part, which for that it would be this, and the second part, inserting. So now, for cases like this, try to make the pair right here, because after a while you should know what the first part is. So do it from the back, so the first part looks like this, and then insert. And now, whether you use algorithms or intuitive, here are a few inserts. So you may know that for this case, it is not very good to do that, unless you're on big cubes where I would actually do that, but we're on 3x3. So how I solve this is like this. Pretty simple. Or sometimes, but rarely, I do this. And then insert this into the back. Next is this. There are also two ways to solve it. So either like this, or you can do it like this. I usually don't use that algorithm, but it's an option. So now if you've learned F2L intuitively, this is your part of the video. But if you've learned algs, make sure to skip to this time, where I will be giving you tips on where to use backslotting. So, if you've learned it intuitively, this should be pretty easy, because for pairs like this, you should just know how to pair it. But you can do that from here, but your slot is back here, and then you can insert it. So, for this one, you can do the same. And now for the rest of F2L, you can solve in the front. So now here are some tips to know when to solve pairs in the back. So as I said earlier, solving pairs in the back can be very crucial for good F2L. So how I always like to do it, but not in some cases, is solve the first pair into the back on either the right or the left. Find the first pair you see, make sure it needs to go in the back. If it's a case like this where it needs to go in the front, you can rotate so the slot is in the back, and then solve your pair into the back. And then final two can be in the front. But unless you're at this rare case where the best solution is to solve right here, then do it. And then solve your next pair into the front or the back. Just if you're solving it into the front, rotate. And solve your last pair into the front.